doesn't always happen when life is bad. Sometimes it happens when life is quiet, stable, even successful, yet you still feel disconnected, like you're living someone else's life.
That's important because people usually associate feeling lost with chaos, like heartbreak, job loss, failure. But the most confusing version is when nothing is wrong, because then you don't know what to fix, and you start blaming yourself.
Exactly. When you blame yourself, you don't address the real issue. You try to work harder, stay busy, or chase the next achievement. But if the problem is emotional or spiritual, productivity won't solve it.
Which is why today's conversation matters. We're not just naming the feeling. We're going to break down what it really is, where it comes from, and what practical steps help you move forward without needing a complete life reset. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Princess, and this is one of those episodes where not pretending we have it all figured out. We're talking through it honestly.
And I am Dieter. If you're listening while driving, walking, or lying in bed, feeling like you're stuck in a loop, this episode is meant to give you language for what you are experiencing and a clear path out of it.
Okay, let's define the feeling first. When people say I feel lost, it can mean different things like lack of direction, lack of motivation, or even lack of identity. What does it mean for you?
For me, it feels like movement without meaning. Like I am doing everything I am supposed to do, work, responsibilities, plans, but none of it feels connected to a deeper purpose. It's like living on autopilot.
Autopilot is a good word because autopilot protects you from uncertainty. If you stay busy, you don't have to ask hard questions like, do I actually like my life? Or am I becoming who I want to be?
And autopilot is rewarded. People praise you for being consistent, responsible, disciplined, so you can be emotionally unfulfilled but still receive validation, which makes it harder to notice that sometimes is missing.
And the missing things is usually not more achievement. It's meaning, connection, or alignment. People feel lost when their outer life and inner life stop connecting.
That mismatch shows up subtly, like you can't fully enjoy wins, you get something you wanted, and instead of joy, you feel relief, or worse, emptiness.
Relief is the key clue because relief isn't happiness. Relief is the absence of pressure. If your success only makes you feel relief, it means you were living under anxiety, not inspiration.
Let's talk about the weird part, life being fine. Because fine is dangerous. It's not painful enough to force change, but it's not fulfilling enough to make you feel alive.
Yes, fine is the most comfort zone disguised as a stability. And then the problem is people don't leave the comfort zone until it becomes uncomfortable. So they stay in the fine for years.
And because it's not dramatic, people think they don't deserve to complain. They say other people have it worse, which turns gratitude into self silencing.
That's a big part. Gratitude should not cancel honesty. You can be grateful and still admit you're not fulfilled. In fact, real gratitude requires honesty. Otherwise, you're just performing positivity.
Also, fine can be a trap because it makes you loyal to a life you've outgrown. You stay because you invested time in it, not because it's still right for you.
That's the sunk cost effect in real life. You're not choosing the future. You're protecting the past. You don't want to admit that the dream you chase isn't the dream that you want anymore.
And admitting that feels like failure, even though it's actually growth. Outgrowing something doesn't mean it was wrong. It means it served you for a season.
Exactly. But society doesn't teach seasons. It teaches permanence. It teaches pick one path and stick to it. That's why people panic when they feel lost. They think it means they made the wrong choices. I think the deepest root is in the identity. A lot of people don't feel lost because they have lack of identity. They feel lost because they don't know who they are without their role.
Yes, if you remove the labels employee, achiever, caretaker, strong one, responsible friend, then who are you? Many people don't have an answer because they built their identity around being useful.
And usefulness is a survival strategy. Some people learn early that love is conditional. You get love when you perform, help, or succeed. So as an adult, they chase validation to feel worth.
Which explains why success does not satisfy them. Success does not heal conditional love, it only feeds the addiction. If I achieve more, I finally feel enough.
And that's why feeling lost often shows after achievement. Because the achievement exposes the truth. I got the thing, but I still don't feel good.
So the lost feeling isn't a sign you're failing. It's a sign you are waking up. It's your inner self refusing to keep living purely for approval.
And when you wake up, you feel disoriented. Because the old motivation, approval, or validation, fear, doesn't work anymore. But the new motivation and purpose, peace, self-trust haven't fully found yet.
Then in between is the lost season, when the old self is dying, but the new self hasn't arrived.
Let's list the symptoms so listeners can identify it. First, constant overthinking. When you don't trust yourself, you analyze everything because you're trying to think your way into a certainty.
Second, numbness. You stop feeling excited, and even when good things happen, you can't access joy. That's not
Third,
laziness, that's emotional fatigue.
third, comparison. When you don't know your own path, you borrow other people's path. So you start measuring your life against others and assuming they're dead.
And comparison becomes a coping mechanism because it gives you a target. If you don't know what you want, you start wanting what other people have.
Fourth, impatience. Lost people want fast answers. They want clarity today. But clarity usually comes after action, not before it.
That's a huge truth. People wait for confidence before they move, but confidence is built by moving.
So what helps without turning this into preach? First, stop treating loss like an emergency. It's not an emergency, it's an condition.
Second, get specific instead of I feel lost. Ask what feels misaligned. Is it your job, your environment, your relationships, your habits, your sense of meaning?
Third, rebuild your self-trust through small decisions. Lost people often stop trusting themselves because they're afraid of proving wrong. So start with the small choices and keep them.
Examples: committing to a morning walk, finishing a small project, journaling daily, not because these are magic habits, but because they prove to your brain I do what I say.
yourself differently. If your inner voice is constantly harsh, you'll never feel safe. You can find yourself in an environment to start attack.
And finally, accept that purpose isn't found like treasure. It's built like a house, brick by brick, choice by choice.
So if you're listening and you feel lost, don't panic. You're not broken. You're transitioning.
And transitions are uncomfortable because they require you to let go of what's familiar and even when it's not good for you.
Thanks for listening. If this episode helped you, name something you've been carrying. Share it with a friend.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye.